Hey YouTube, I'm back with another package and pickles video. I've lost complete count. I'm not used to doing multiple in a year anymore. Um, but this one is going to be pretty quick because it's focusing on one game, the relatively recently released Skyward Sword on Nintendo Switch. So this is obviously it's a port slash remaster of the Wii game. I had mixed feelings on the Wii game. I liked parts of it, didn't quite get the didn't really enjoy all of the motion controls. Some were okay, some were not okay. So I'm kind of curious to try the Switch version. And since I've said it, I may as well show it. It's Skyward Sword. Yeah, it's the HD version. The graphics look nice. They now have motion controls and they have button controls as well. So I'm going to kind of try both and see how I feel. You know, typical Nintendo. This launched back in the day, something like 60, 70, something like that range for the collector's edition. Came with the Golden Wiimote soundtrack CD, big box game and everything. And now you're paying 60 just for the port. But that's the way things go, I guess. On top of that, my version came with this steel case. So you can see it's got a different, kind of a darker toned artwork. I don't know how well that's coming across on camera. And on the back, you have the Hylian shield. So pretty nice. It also came with a Zelda t-shirt. You probably won't see that. It's basically a standard black t-shirt with the Skyward Sword kind of logo. So that's not too bad. That was part of the bundle. And finally, I believe this is a keychain. Skyward Sword little pouch and keychain. What is in here? Yeah, there we go. So it has the Loftwing and Triforce kind of emblem, which is pretty nice actually. I don't use keychains, so obviously I'll keep that in this little baggie. Can join some of my other keychains like the Alex Kidd ones and stuff like that. But yeah, that was that. The funny thing is, that was kind of like one of my orders for Skyward Sword. So I got those. Here's the thing about these steel cases, right? It's just a steel case. I don't have two copies of the game, so I have this box. Like, I'm just going to use this box, and this is just going to sit on the shelf. It's kind of an oddity. I'm not a mad fan on the steel box things. Yeah, t-shirt. I may or may not use it. I don't know. I had no choice in the size. It was from GameStop, and it was large. That's what you got. In fact, I didn't know what size it was going to be when I ordered. But I did get a few more bits to go with that. Not on the same place. I got the Zelda and Loftwing amiibo. This is actually Zelda's amiibo because Link's is red. Matches the shield thing. So this is interesting. I try not to get too much into amiibos except for the ones that I'm really collecting to figure because the functionality is a bit most of the time. But this one does actually have a fast travel system that you can only use, the fast travel system in the game via this amiibo, which is a bit lame in my opinion. I don't really like when they lock functionality behind amiibo all that much, unless it comes built in, like you're not really paying extra for the amiibo, stuff like that. Or maybe a $5 or a $10. But this was kind of expensive, and yeah, I'm sure you've seen the back of amiibo boxes, so there's not much to see there. The figure is a nice figure. Like, they've come a long way from, I have it here, like, the original Smash Link amiibo. I don't really think that's a great amiibo. It's got that kind of like piss column that he's standing on. It's meant to be gold, I guess, but it doesn't look great. So they've gotten a lot better since then in terms of the detail on the figures. And this one is a little bigger, but the price was kind of high, and I kind of think they're getting a bit cheeky with these again. But hey, there goes the success. And one final thing, and of course it is Skyward Sword related. It's the Skyward Sword Wiimotes. Nope, they're not Wiimotes. These are Joy-Cons. That shows where my head is because, of course, the original thing came with a gold Wiimote. So I've never bought additional Joy-Cons. I want to say Wiimotes again. I don't really play with the Joy-Cons. I play with the Pro Controller. I'm not a huge fan of the Joy-Cons. I think they're a brilliant concept, and I can understand why they work so well with, the hybrid nature of the Switch. But I find them a little too small and fiddly. And to be honest, given the issues that people have had with Joy-Con drift, yeah, these are going to stay on the shelf, I think. But I do like the design. There's nothing fancy on the back of the box. Sides, blah, blah, blah. I'll pop these out because they weren't really sealed, and they're But now tell me. So, yeah. I suppose this is nearly out. So there's the right Joy-Con. And it's nice. You know, it's got the little Zelda motif throughout. It's definitely an interesting color. And to be honest, they feel so fragile, Joy-Cons to me. And maybe that's just because I've heard so much problems with the Joy-Con drift. And there's the left one, and this time it has the loft wing and, you know, Triforce thing. So yeah, they're both slightly different colors because they're meant to represent the sword and the shield, and I do think they're nice. Again, pretty pricey. I mean, controllers in general have gotten so expensive. What's that all about? I remember, you know, I feel like such an old man these days, but back in the day, you know, you could get a controller for like 10 or 20 quid on the Mega Drive Master System here, 30 quid tops. And it just creep. And now controllers cost more than a game. Like, how did that happen? I mean, it's also a case where they don't necessarily seem to last all the time. I've heard people have problems with Joy-Cons, some, you know, with other modern platforms. I for the first time ever have had a controller problem with my NVIDIA Shield. It just stopped working, the controller. Like, the last time I've had a controller problem that I can think of is my Master System D-pads, which basically just fell apart. And that was 25 years ago. And those things are pretty crap. So yeah, anyway, this isn't a controller rant video. This was a package and pickles video. A few Skyward Sword bits just to kind of complete the Zelda motif that you often see in the background. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed. See you again soon.